Greetings, salutations, respect, and love. I am Scott. You are in the Prog Corner, where today we're asking the eternal question, is prog rock a cult? I say it is. I am going to make a case all throughout today's live stream with our special guest, Anders Buaas, who is here, by the way, as is Kevin from Prog Radio. But I'm going to hog the spotlight just for 1 second to try to make my case a little bit that, yes, prog rock. Let me lower my glasses here a little bit. Get all professorial. I don't like wearing the headphones. I really don't, but I like this microphone. And for some reason, I got to wear the headphones with this particular microphone. But I digress, boys and girls. Prog rock is most certainly a cult. It absolutely is. So we're going to establish that it is all throughout the hour. And then we're going to decide that every cult needs a leader. And guess what, boys and girls? I am that guy. Welcome to the program from Prog Radio. It's Kevin and also Anders Buaas. Yeah, we were saying, I've never heard of Anders Buaas. Well, guess what? He's the perfect artist for today's program. Before we get started, Kevin, how are you?
I'm doing great. I'm operating on about 2 hours of sleep.
Hey, you got an echo.
Our big
now.
launch yesterday. Oh, we got an echo? I'll figure that out.
You didn't have that before.
I'll figure it out.
I don't know. Is that just me? Anders, do you hear an echo in Kevin's
voice?
Yeah,
I heard the same thing, yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll figure it out. Yeah, now we can't hear Kevin at all. And that's probably all for the better because, hey, man, he's wearing a King Diamond shirt. He can't be all bad. All the way from Norway. Are you in Norway right now?
Yeah, I'm in Larvik, Norway.
All the way from Norway, ladies and gentlemen. It's the one, the only, the great Apollon Records artist, Anders Buaas. I am hoping I'm pronouncing your name correctly.
Yeah, that's very close. So I'll take that. Yeah.
I got guidance from one of your countrymen, one of my great subscribers. I've been promoting this episode for the last couple weeks, and he took me to task. He's like, you're 25% Norwegian, Scott. You got to get your Norwegian pronunciation a little bit better. So he took me to task, and I was hoping I got that kind of right. But we're burying the lead here, man. Anders, you've got a brand new album coming out June 6th, don't you?
Yeah, that's right. Trollringen. It's based upon a famous novel by a Norwegian author, which is great. I don't know if it's translated to English, but I think so. And that's kind of the inspiration for writing this album. And I've been doing mostly instrumental music before, and this is my first album with 4 tracks with vocals. Yeah, you had Anders. You'd contacted me almost like a year ago. And you gave me a couple pieces of vinyl, so you know how that goes. I am so easy to bribe, boys and girls. It's not even funny. But he gave me, part 2 of The Witches of Finnmark, amazing record, and the one sitting here next to it. Oh, the Edinburgh Suite. I can't drop the Edinburgh Suite. Not when you've got the great Marco Miniman on board on this thing, right? We're not talking about a bunch of like amateur dudes just doing stuff on. This is some serious music. This is some amazing music. And then, I just got this today, boys and girls. I'm excited. I got this morning. Went to the post office, and here it is, part 1 of The Witches of Finnmark. And I got this courtesy Bandwagon USA, Sven and Rita K. Drew doing great work over here. Look at this vinyl, man. Oh, yeah. So I can't wait to get my hands on the new album. That's all I'm saying.
One of the best album covers ever right there on one.
That's a cool album cover.
Yeah.
Scary, wicked. And if you do go to Bandwagon USA, for my American viewers, you might find that a large percentage of his catalog is on sale, both vinyl and CD. You heard it here first. So if you're like me and you like a good deal, man, go to Bandwagon USA. If you're a vinyl junkie like I am, load up on the Anders Buaas catalog, man. Absolutely. But we might listen to a song off the new album, and we're in for a surprise. We got vocals this time. Tell me what went into the decision to add vocals to your music.
There's kind of two reasons for that. The first one is that I had a lot of songs written with lyrics and vocals in mind that I hadn't used because all my albums were instrumental, and I absolutely love instrumental music. That kind of is my favorite music to listen to. But it was a time to use those songs that I had lying, waiting. And also, I think having some songs with lyrics is a good way to broaden my audience and to reach more listeners, because not everyone is into all instrumental music, right?
It does limit the audience a little bit. There are some people that, like foreign language stuff. Keeper, I just made your last message big. I don't know what that means. Grandma. Is it grandma's birthday or something? Are we doing birthday wishes? Is that where we are in the show, Kiefer? Oh, and ladies and gentlemen, it's the great Molly Whipple. Anytime Molly Whipple comments, I got to bring up the fact that the very first comment on the very first video that this channel ever had 4 years ago, it was Molly Whipple. Talk about audience retention, right? People watch my videos. Not only do they stick around to the end of the video, they stick around for years and years and years. And that's why we're here talking about Anders Buaas. Garden Jester really liked that Edinburgh Suite. I did too, man. What a great, great record. Kevin, what are your thoughts about like having lyrics, having vocals, or not having vocals? Does that matter?
I think it's smart because it's going to bring people to them, and then they're going to listen to more of it, and they're going to love the instrumental stuff. That's what happened to me when I listened, because I listened to pretty much that whole hour of all your music this morning, and we sprinkled in the new singles, the vocal stuff in there, and so that broke it up nicely. But I'm telling you, that instrumental stuff in between was phenomenal. And so I think it's smart to bring people in, and then they'll come for the vocals and they'll stay for the instrumental.
Nice. Yeah. Thanks.
Bob, I love King Diamond. I don't know what kind of crack you've been smoking this morning. King Diamond is awesome. I don't know. You're confusing me with perhaps some other type of YouTuber. Maybe you were watching the Andy Edwards show. You weren't watching this show, man, because you will never hear me say not one
before we
word
went on the air.
Thing.
Scott was going off on all sorts of stuff about King Diamond, so it was pretty
King
obvious
Diamond,
he knew all about him and loved him.
Here you go. Shocking fan Neil Morse. The Neil Morse fan is a King Diamond poser. Oh, come on, man. I ain't no poser. You should know better, Keeper. I thought you wanted to come back on the show at some point in time. Oh, we're back to grandma. Okay. All right. You got me. You got me. I forgot all about grandma already.
Yeah.
All right.
I got that.
Never mind. We were talking about Anders' new album and your association with Apollon Records. What's going on with that label, and how have they been treating you? Because I'm telling you, something's going on in Norway, and it starts with labels like Apollon and Charisma and all the artists on those rosters. How they've been treating you?
Good, very good. And there's really something happening in Norway and Scandinavia for the last 5 years or so. Lots of new great bands all the time showing up, and all the great like Wobbler and Jorsjö. I know you're a big fan of Jorsjö. All those bands are so great, and they kind of inspire new bands, new musicians. So there's really a good environment for prog in
It
Norway.
has to inspire, right? If you think about a lot of people like, what happened in the UK in the 70s, man? There must have been something in the water, right? People say that all the time. What was going on? Because you had all those great bands in the UK in the set. It ain't rocket science. You had the Beatles. You had the Beatles, and every kid saw that and said, I want to change the world too. I can do that. 4 kids from Liverpool can do it. Why can't I do it? And there's got to be that whole feeling in Norway right now. Like, you're looking around and you're seeing all these cats that maybe your brother knows or your sister went to school with making incredible world-changing music. It's got to just make you think, I can do that too, right?
Yeah, definitely. And I've always been like a fan of prog since I was in my teens. And growing up with like Yes and Genesis and King Crimson, all the classic stuff. But it's very, very cool to see what's happening now in Scandinavia.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely. Sweden dominated Prague 20 years ago.
yeah,
Now it's
Sweden was
Norway's
really-
turn.
yeah, we had a couple of bands in the 70s in Norway, but not like Sweden. Sweden was really on the ball there. But
Yeah,
now
Sweden.
there's, I think Norway now is really maybe one of the biggest places for prog. Yeah.
It's number one. There's no doubt about it. I don't think it's even open for debate. I really don't. When you've got, when I can list 20 bands from Norway just off the top of my head and probably leave 10 that are like setting the world on fire. You know, I talk about Norwegian prog nonstop on this channel. How many times have I talked about Leprous? Not many. I mean, that just shows the absolute depth of talent in Norway. Absolutely insane. It's ridiculous right now. You know, I was watching, you know, in Sweden, I guess they had, did you see this, Kevin, where Ghost was performing for Brian May in front of the King of Sweden? Right.
I heard about it.
They're singing Bohemian Rhapsody, and you know, Tobias is up there with his mask and stuff, doing his old Papa thing and whatnot. And you know all those tricky Freddie Mercury parts, right? You know who was singing all that? It was my boy Patrick Lundstrom, my boy from Ritual, was singing all that stuff. So another great moment in prog history was had over there in Sweden. Of course, it's all going on in Scandinavia, particularly in Norway. But if we circle back to the whole idea that Prague is absolute cult, I'm a little worried, Kevin, because they might coronate a Norwegian as king. And we can't have that. The whole idea of me starting this channel in the first place was world domination. And if I'm not going to be the one dominating the world, then what was the point in the first place, man? We can't have a Norwegian as our cult leader. It's got to be me. Simple as that. It has to be me.
Well, it's the only thing missing from Prague as a cult is we need our Jones leader to feed us the Kool-Aid. And I know you're trying hard to be that, Scott.
You know, he started out all normal, right? You look back to those old sermons he was given back when the church was in San Francisco and whatnot. And he was the shepherd of the poor and the downtrodden. He sounded like a normal dude. He sounded like a good dude. He wasn't. I promise I won't turn into him, though. There will be no Kool-Aid.
If you start getting more subscribers and you get a little bit of money, we're going to watch it happen.
Yeah, it will happen. I know. That's, you know, it's funny how the universe knows exactly how much you're supposed to have, just exactly how full your cup is supposed to be. Some people can't handle it. Some people can't handle fame and fortune. And I know I'm one of them. There's a reason why my music career was a failure. All right. You know what? I want to hear some music. I've been talking a lot, and I want something for the people to gnaw their teeth on, right? So that we can come back, talk a little bit about the music. But tell me, set us up for this track. We're going to be playing the vocal track.
Yeah.
Andrew, set us up a little bit for it. Tell us a little bit about this song.
This is a song that is called Best I Can Be, and it's the only song on the album that I didn't write entirely myself. I wrote it with a guy called Paul Kappa from Liverpool. He plays the Cavern Club twice a week, and he's like a songwriter and artist and kind of a legend in Liverpool. And we're both, of course, Beatles fans, you know. So we wrote this song together, and it's not like a Beatles song, but it's a classic ballad, I think, with a strong melody, and that was kind of what we were aiming for. So it's not very prog, but I think it's a beautiful song that would fit on a prog album because it has strings and a strong melody. Yeah, and the singer is also British, Tanya Wells. She's amazing, as you'll.
Yeah, what do we know about her? Because her voice was the first thing that drew me in before I even noticed that beautiful melody you're playing on the low end of the guitar. Like, oh, wow, I see what he's doing there. That's really cool. But before I started really zeroing in on that, it was her voice. Who is she, man? She's awesome.
Yeah, I kind of discovered her through the internet on Instagram. She's a professional singer, and I think she works as a vocal coach for like Indian and Pakistani music, that kind of singing style.
Cool.
So she's amazing on that also.
Huh.
So you should check out her Instagram, and lot of great singing and incredible techniques that she can do. So
she's the vocal coach. And Zeb, he was my Norwegian coach. He was the one that taught me how to pronounce your name. So thank you, Zeb, for that, for not making me look like a complete idiot. Hey, Kevin, are we ready with that song?
I think we're ready. And I will say that for the people that aren't that familiar with the music, don't let this fool you that everything you do is like this. This is a bit of an outlier. So
yeah, it is.
They need to really pay attention to everything. As beautiful as this song is, there's a lot of variety in your music.
Well, my people understand that I don't care if you're prog or not. All I care about is if you're good, you know, and in my feeble little brain, if it's good, it becomes prog. Right? I don't know how that works. Yeah, this song has nothing to do with prog at all.
Yeah.
It is 0%.
And if their brain
prog
is not as feeble as yours, Scott, and they think, well, this isn't prog, don't worry. There's plenty of prog in this guy's library.
Absolutely.
All right.
I love this track. Let's give the people a listen. Come on now. I don't care if that's prog or not prog or whatever. That's just awesome. That's just good writing.
Thank you.
And the people seem to like it. So that's all that really counts. Now, this song, like Kevin was saying, it's not representative of your music as a whole. It's not even representative of this album as a whole. I had it sent to me about 2 weeks ago. Your label is really, really good about that kind of stuff. And it's a dynamite record. Tell me about some of the people, some of the collaborators that you've got. Let's see here. Kevin's got it pulled up. Yeah, talk to us a little bit about it, because I know the title track, you've got a Mythopaic Mind on there.
Yeah, Steinar is a saxophone player.
Sax player, yeah.
I know him for many years, and when I wrote it, I wrote it on guitar, but I've always felt that the main melodic theme for that song was better being performed on saxophone.
Yeah,
I could hear it in my head, so I talked to Steinar, and he was on board. Of course, with this, and we had a great time doing that theme. We actually tried out different instruments to find the right voicing and stuff, and ended up with the soprano saxophone. Which I think is just beautiful. And I have some of the members from my live band playing like percussion and drums and piano, acoustic piano, and then I do lots of stuff myself. I play some bass and some percussion and acoustic electric guitars, of course, and keyboards. So this album is kind of special because I wrote it at my family's cabin 2 years ago.
Oh, I like those stories. I was in a remote cabin miles away from everybody when I wrote these songs. Hey, we've heard the story before, but those albums are always good.
Yeah, it was like in February in the middle of nowhere, and not just me and my dog, for a week at the cabin and just writing and recording the stuff. And I ended up using lots of the recordings that I did when I wrote it and did the demos, because I couldn't kind of recreate the feeling and the moods that I did at that moment in that kind of environment, So like the title track is 50% of that is recorded in the winter at the cabin, and then I recorded the saxophone and some stuff on top of that.
And it sounds like it.
Yeah,
it sounds like it was recorded in a Norwegian woods somewhere in the middle of winter. It's so cool.
Yeah, so that's kind of and the singers are kind of one of the singers, Miriam. She's actually a former student of mine, because I work at the music college, so I have guitar students teaching guitar. And many years ago, she was a student of mine, and she ended up singing in a quite famous Norwegian acoustic duo. And I always kind of loved her voice, so I contacted her and asked if she would sing that particular song. And also a guy called Tim Condor is singing 2 songs.
Yeah,
which also has a great voice. He's from England as well. So
you see, I was a little confused because my first go round on the album, you hear the female vocals, and then Tim's voice comes up. I'm like, hey, maybe Anders is singing here. And then I went through the credits, like, okay, that's probably Tim.
Yeah, that's right. So
but he's awesome.
Yeah, I tried different vocalists on the songs, and I tried to find the right singer for the song. That's kind of a fun thing to do when you kind of write the music and not have like a regular band with the members. I can kind of use different musicians for different things, and that was very fun to do with the vocal songs, because I could try out the songs with different vocalists and see who kind of matched the song the best.
Right.
Yeah.
That's always fun.
Yeah.
Playing around, messing with your songs. But you've got a really interesting resume. I don't know if people are aware of it, and I've been like plugging it all week as here's the guy who's played with both Tim Ripper Owens and Paul Diano. Who's got a CV like that in the history of rock and roll? No one, I tell you, no one. probably true and not hyperbolic at all, but it does lead me to really wonder about your early career. What got you started? Tell me a little bit about your background as a musician, how this whole thing got cooking.
Yeah, it started at an early age when I was watching TV, and I saw I think it was the Hearing Aid video with the stars, you know, that kind of, with all the metal bands went together, like a We Are the World thing. And they
remember
had,
that, Kevin? Remember Hearing Aid?
Yeah, they had like a 20-minute guitar solo where everyone was playing their solo, and I just wanted to play electric guitar when I watched that. So that was kind of the thing that cool. Fueled me into music. And then I discovered Iron Maiden, which was my favorite band for many years. And then I got into like more progressive stuff. First,
okay, hold on. Before we move past, you're not just gonna gloss over Iron Maiden on this channel, my friend. That's never gonna happen. I'm gonna linger. I'm gonna probe. Adrian or Dave?
Adrian.
Well, we got to throw Jens in there now too, right?
Yeah, but actually, when we toured with Paul Di'Anno, I played Dave's parts.
Oh, okay.
I would choose Adrian, but it's a close race, you know.
Yeah.
The really good thing with Maiden on the classic albums with Dave and Adrian is like the way they play off each other, and kind of that both solos work so well together, and the contrast.
Exactly. That was the magic to me. Yeah, right. Maybe Adrian technically is the better guitar player, but man, Dave came up with the stuff Dave comes up with, man.
Yeah, and it's really difficult to play Dave's stuff because it's so kind of improvised and just pure heart.
Yeah, and he's a weirdo too. That doesn't, Dave's not a normal guy. So, his solos are coming from just a really oddball place. I love Maiden. Yeah. Always have, always will. And that led you into more progressive things because once again, boys and girls, Iron Maiden is prog. I don't care what anybody says, man. Steve Harris will tell you right away, if it weren't for Chris Squire, there wouldn't have been an Iron Maiden. Simple as that. It's not that complicated. So that led you into some more progressive stuff?
Yeah, right. First with Led Zeppelin, which is my all-time favorite band. Led Zeppelin is my kind of number one band.
Love them.
And then I got into Genesis and Yes and King Crimson and Jethro Tull, all those classic bands. And also a lot of jazz fusion, like Al Di Meola is also one of my favorite guitar players. His 70s albums are brilliant. I think, and quite
Elegant Gypsy. Oh man, how good is Elegant Gypsy? I must listen to that thing a million times in the 70s. Wore the grooves out of that thing, man.
Yeah. So and then I started to play in bands. I played in lots of different bands in Norway. We had some record deals and did all that stuff. And
what kind of bands? Were you in like metal bands early on?
More rock bands.
Okay.
Singing in Norwegian, so you probably haven't heard about.
No, I'm sure not.
Gjørmebryterne is one of them. That's translated the Mud Wrestlers.
Zeb will probably know. Right, we got some people from Norway on the live stream here. I'm sure some people know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they might heard of Gjørmebryterne and Bluff, which is another band I played. But after that, I actually ran a recording studio for a couple of years, and I also, like I said, been working as a music teacher. And then we got the kind of the possibility to do an audition for Paul Di'Anno's band in Norway, and that was in 2008. Because both Paul Di'Anno and Tim Ripper Owens, they when they tour outside the US, they hire bands in different countries.
Right.
That's kind of a good way to save some money and do the touring. So we did an audition. We put together a band in Norway, and we did an audition, and we got the gig. So we toured with him.
What's he like?
He was. We got along very good, actually. Yeah, but he could be like really a an asshole sometimes also to people that didn't know him. You know, he was very very fast to criticize like the sound engineer, and if someone in the audience was shouting for Fear of the Dark, they would get it. Yeah, but he was at heart, he was a really nice guy, and I loved him. And
R.I.P. Paul. I'm a huge fan, man. You know, there's people out there that only like the first two Maiden albums.
Yeah.
Those people are dead wrong, obviously, but they kind of have a point too. Those first two Maiden albums are special.
Yeah, they're special, and they're kind of the most important albums for the genre heavy metal. You know, that's kind of the starting point of everything after like Sabbath, Zeppelin, and Purple. You know, when the new wave of British heavy metal started and all that.
Sure, and if you look at have you peeped Iron Maiden's new set list?
Yeah.
It's like all like the whole Killers album's getting played. It seems like they're opening with Murders in the Rue Morgue. I'm like, oh yeah, they figured it out. Just amazing. Really
yeah, that's nice. Yeah, very good. So yeah, and then that led to the gig with Ripper Owens also, because then we had like an established band in Norway that did like work for singers. So we did a whole European tour with Ripper. That was amazing. And fun fact for you, you're a Wobbler fan, right?
Oh,
geez,
am I a Wobbler fan? Yeah.
So actually, Marius, the guitar player from Wobbler, he was in our support band. He was in a metal band called Thunderbolt before he joined Wobbler. So we were on tour together. They were our support band.
Marius,
we started talking a lot about prog on the tour bus. Of course, we kind of had a lot of common ground with old prog.
The Monrak brothers with the Tusmork just posted yesterday on their Facebook. I just about had a heart attack because the caption was, "We have a new guitar player," and it was the two freaky Monrak brothers, Benedictor and Chrysler, with Marius. And I'm like, oh no, you can't steal him from Wobbler. I guess he's just going to be sitting in with them for some gigs and whatnot. But I love how the Norwegian prog scene, you know, you never know who's going to show up where. You know, I'm wearing the Seven Impale shirt, and that dude's also in Troika, and you know, everybody's like slithering around helping everybody out. It seems like you guys all kind of know each other, but is there a divide between like Oslo and Bergen? I mean, it seems like almost two countries, right?
Yeah, it's a pretty far stretch between those cities, so that obviously there's like a divide there, but not like a disagreement between the bands and stuff. It's a very
there should be. We need a good Norwegian prog feud. Oh, the East versus the West, Bergen versus Oslo. We're going to get at those Oslo cats, man. They don't know what time it is. Oh, yeah, I'm all for a good feud. And Peter's bringing up Ring.
That's happening. No, I don't think
Ring Van Mobius. Oh, man. I heard a rumor that there was something cooking with Ring Van Mobius. We know they went on their indefinite hiatus, but I'm hearing some rumors, and I hope it's true because, man, do I love those guys.
Yeah, I haven't heard it, so I don't know. I don't have any inside information on that. Yeah, but,
Bergen is the rainiest place in Scandinavia. Is that true?
That's right. Yeah, that's it. Almost always rains in Bergen. Yeah.
Now my people are from a little further north, a small town called Frosta.
Yeah,
that's I've traced my ancestry all the way back to a small village in northern Norway. How cool is that, man? And that's, you know, probably why my ears were ready for Norwegian prog. And it is where all the action is happening right now. There is definitely something in the water. Anders, I tasked you to kind of give me some of your favorite records of all time. Because, you know, if there's something my audience loves, Kevin, it's a good list.
Oh, yeah.
They like that, and they like it when people they don't know are talking about albums that they love. They love that too, right? I can talk about Close to the Edge every single day, and I would get better numbers than if I had, you know, a different topic every single day. But that's
let's start with that one.
There you go. Okay, and at number one, on Anders' list of life affirming records. It's close to the edge. Yeah, talk to me about.
I can't rank these albums. It's impossible because it would change all the time. But this is definitely one of my top 10 albums and the best Yes album for sure, I think. But I'm really into like Relayer is an awesome album, I think, and Fragile and Yes album also are some of my favorites. But this is like
what do you think of Tales?
Oh, here we go. Tales from Topographic Ocean.
It's like a buffet that's too much. You eat too much. It's kind of, but it's a great album. But it's just too much to take in, I think. So this is for me the perfect prog album because you have this one epic track and you have two like epic tracks, but 10 minutes long. And that's like a perfect combination. And I know like Wobbler has copied this.
A little bit, right? Their last two albums are like carbon copies. I didn't say that.
So this is like for sure one of the best albums. And this one is my favorite Genesis album, for sure. But I love all the Gabriel stuff, and I also recently I've been really into Duke. I think that's an amazing album.
There's something about that
that kind of shade of Genesis, but now I'm really into Duke now.
Duke is their Scando album.
Yeah.
Recorded in ABBA studio. Yeah. It just feels icy cold, as if Tony Banks' keyboards could feel any more distant, remote, cold, and icy. Let's decamp to Sweden and make them sound even colder and icier and more remote and distant and absolutely no human warmth at all. And how in the world it all works and sounds so perfect and amazing and beautiful. God, I love Genesis. Do I love Genesis.
I didn't bring a Maiden album to show, but I have to have some Iron Maiden on the list. So I would probably choose Seventh Son of a Seventh Son because it's like this very complete concept album with the story. And I look, as those who have heard my music know, I'm very into concept albums.
You like concepts a little bit.
Yeah, I love that. Like I love working and writing on a concept because you can kind of tell a story and you can work on different parts of that story when you're writing. So I always try to go for a theme or a concept. So
and like we were saying before we went live, Anders, we said if you're doing a concept album, you're kind of halfway to prog already. You don't have to do a whole lot else to be prog. So.
Yeah. And then this one.
Ooh. Yeah, Mikey.
Yeah, Mike Oldfield is one of my definite favorite artists. I'm really inspired by his music, I think you mentioned that sometime on your channel.
I do. I don't know if you're offended by that. I think I have been hyping you up as Norway's Mike Oldfield, so I'm sorry.
I'm very honored to be compared to him.
Well, I think if you take obviously his love for Mike Oldfield and Iron Maiden, you're getting an idea where this guy's coming from.
There you go. That is true. Yeah, you're right about right. You're right about me there.
Yeah. So, but this is Tubular Bells 2. And this is my favorite Oldfield album, and I don't think that many fans have this as their favorite. But this was the first one I heard, and it kind of really made an impact on me. So, and I think it's more like it's better produced than the first one.
Way better produced.
Yeah, and that kind of may be the reason. But I love Tubular Bells 1 also, of course, and Omadon is one of the very best albums, of course.
I ranked what are they, 36, I think. I ranked every single Mike Oldfield album recently, and I think I had Tubular Bells 2 at like number 9 or something like that. I really like it. It's cool. I like how it's taken a lot of the ideas and the overall structure of Tubular Bells 1, but just kind of changing it around, like variations on a theme. It's really
it's variations on the first one. Yeah, and
it's very meta.
Yeah,
yeah, I love it.
And actually, do you know who produced this together with Mike Oldfield? Do you remember? Because that's a kind of a cool thing. I think.
I think I used to know it.
It's Trevor Horn produced this.
There you go, Trevor Horn. I don't think I knew that.
And
I don't think I knew that. How did I not know that? I've heard
Yeah.
that record a million times. I don't think I knew that.
a fun fact that I got from his biography, because it's not credited on the album, but the voice that introduces the instruments, do you know who does this on Tubular Bells 2?
That I think I've heard before.
Yeah, it's Alan Rickman.
Yeah. That I did hear before, but I didn't know Trevor Horn.
But he's not credited on the album.
So you didn't know Trevor Horn, yet you want to be the prog cult leader, Scott. Come on.
I'm sorry. That doesn't mean that I don't listen to my Seal records. I still love Trevor Horn and ABC. I mean, come on. Trevor Horn's magic.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. That's the one, boys and girls. I'm sorry. If you're going to pick a Zeppelin album, that's the one.
That's the one. Sure.
That's the one.
Yeah, this is the best one. I love all
best album cover, best songs, best performance,
and it's a crazy album. The way they move from one song to nothing is sounding like it's the same band or even the same album. It's just crazy, like a early Queen album. That kind of thing. Yeah. So
when I was growing up, the first time I heard this album at midnight, they would play a whole album of the new album. And that's the first time I ever heard Houses of the Holy is that midnight thing. And I'm listening to it and it gets to that, is anybody on the bridge? Where's the bridge? Yeah. And I'm thinking this radio station's gone goofy here. So I always think of that to this day when I listen to that album.
It's a crazy album, but I love it. And it's so much soul and heart and fun. It's so much like playfulness on this album also. So.
And Hypnosis did a lot of really bad album covers. I don't know. Storm, R.I.P. I love what you did for the music industry, but a lot of those Hypnosis covers are crap. Not that one. That one's absolutely amazing. One of my favorite album covers of all time.
So I didn't bring a cover of Peter Gabriel, but I have to include one of his albums also.
Okay, which one though?
My favorite would be actually Up.
Oh, okay.
I love that.
Nice.
But it's difficult. I think So and Up and also the new one is brilliant. The main inspiration for me on his album is the production. It's like it's so incredibly adventurous, and so like the detail is just incredible. His work as a producer is unmatched.
I think he was critical to the success of the CD, because when the CD first started coming out, they did all of his albums on CD because they sounded so brilliant, and I think that got a lot of people in those early days into the CDs because the sound quality was great on them.
Oh yeah.
What's your favorite Gabriel albums?
Me. Go ahead, Kevin. What's your favorite?
I was going to say Up, maybe, because I saw that tour, which obviously gives you a little extra love for it. I love the new album as well. Melt, I like them all.
Yeah. Melt is the correct answer for a variety of reasons. It's the album that invented the 80s. That entire drum sound. Steve Lillywhite, Hugh Padgham, Peter Gabriel sitting in a room thinking of a way to reinvent the way music is listened to. I mean, how do you do that? I mean, how big does your brain have to be to figure that stuff out? And they figured it out. Oh, Dave Gregory shows up on it. The story of Phil Collins showing up to the studio is like, where are all my cymbals? Oh, by the way, no cymbals on this record. I mean, just so meta, just so far ahead of his time. And then the songs, Games Without Frontiers and Biko, and it just doesn't stop. It's just so good. You know what? Did Peter Gabriel ever put out a bad album? The answer is no.
No.
Including the first Genesis album, which is a good little pop record. Yeah, Gabriel never put out a bad album. I don't think he's capable of putting out a bad. Oh man. I remember that album. Oh, how much fun.
Yeah, this is a fun album. This I had to include. And like I said earlier, like
such a guitar player record.
Yeah.
You're such a guitar player. The flute players didn't buy that record.
Yeah. and there's actually a track on my new record that's called The Last Drop. and this is my tribute to this album, or to Aldo Meola. It's
Ah,
very flamenco inspired instrumental. So check that out. It's inspired by this one.
I hear it now. No, I know the track you're talking about.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. I was wondering, why isn't he playing a nylon string throughout this? And I'm like, now I see.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's doing the Paco de Lucia thing, man. How cool is that?
So I think besides the amazing playing, of course, it's like when you listen to this album, you hear the audience reactions, and that's what you feel like you're in the room, and there's so much like humor in their playing, and the way the audience reacts to their playing, and their like little humorous
That's a
things
great
to do,
album,
like-
man. I haven't listened to that album seriously in like 30 years, bro. And then they put out a Saturday night too with the white album cover.
Yeah, that's a
That
couple of
was
years.
good too, man. Oh,
Yeah.
fun. I know what I'm listening to tonight. I haven't listened to that in forever.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
I actually include some tell, but I couldn't choose. Yeah, this is maybe my favorite, but I really am into like the folk stuff with Songs from the Wood and Heavy Horses also, and of course Thick as a Brick, Passion Play. I love those albums. So, but this one is maybe my choice from Tull. Yeah. What's your favorite?
Can't argue with that.
Thick of a Brick is my favorite album of all time, period. So
Oh, nice.
that's an easy one for me.
Yeah, I've got a holy trinity. And Ian calls it the Prog years. It's Aqualung, Thick as a Brick, and a Passion Play. Those three, the Holy Trinity. And I absolutely adore Stand Up and Benefit. I absolutely adore Songs from the Wood, Minstrel in the Gallery. All those are amazing records. I even love the new stuff, man. Curious Ruminants, a really strong album. But those three, man. Aqualung, Thick as a Brick. Not a note I would change on any of those three records. So, yeah, big fan.
Yeah. Here comes an outsider, I think.
Oh, yeah. Leaf and Leaf.
This
Fairport.
is kind of the ultimate folk rock album, I think. It's so beautiful. And, of course, Sandy Dennis' voice is one of the finest, I think, ever. You heard her on with Zeppelin. She did the duet with Battle of Evermore also. But this album is just brilliant, and the way they kind of make rock arrangements out of the classic English folk songs is just beautiful. And this started the whole genre also. Like
I think you could make a case for saying that's the greatest folk album of all time.
Yeah, definitely.
And Sandy Denny. Come on, man. That voice on her. Oh. I mean, yeah. And there's a reason why Robert Plant and Jimmy Page were like, okay, we need a female voice here. Who are we going to pick? They could have had anybody sing on that.
Yeah, and like Zeppelin almost never included guest musicians. I don't think, maybe one more example of that. But she's the only singer that.
She's the only singer on a Zeppelin record.
On Zeppelin.
Right? Huh. I think you're right. I don't think and guest musicians. Did Zeppelin have any on any of the records? I don't think so.
I don't think so. Maybe someone in the comments.
Yeah, they'll know. These people know everything, man. I don't know nothing. I just got a bigger mouth than they do. That's the only thing I got.
Yeah, finally. Fugazi.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh,
favorite real album, and this is also a
Punch
crazy
and
album.
Judy.
It's a crazy album, and the lyrics and everything just so far out, but I just love it to death. This is amazing prog, and just and of course Misplaced Childhood and Clutching and Brave, Seasons End. I love those albums as well, but this is the best one. Yeah.
Nah, that's marbles, but that's all right.
Yeah.
No, I love Fugazi. I've got a weird relationship with Fugazi. I was working in the record store all through the 80s, and we got the first one, Script. And then a couple years later, we got the second one, Misplaced Childhood. And then shortly, a year after that, we got the third one, Clutching. I had no idea Fugazi ever even existed because they skipped it. Our buyers at the record store, for some reason, we never got Fugazi. I, for years, had no idea this record was out. I think I heard about it like in the early 90s or something. Finally, I went into another record store that wasn't mine, and I'm like, what's this?
It's a strange
and yeah. So it's a weird one for me. It took me a long time to appreciate it because by the time I got around to Fugazi, Fish wasn't even in the band anymore, and I'd already kind of turned like most Marillion fans. No Fish, no Marillion. I'm never listening to Marillion ever again. They're terrible without Fish.
Well, that's wrong because
we were wrong.
We were wrong. He's doing an amazing job, and I'm just as into especially his first 4 or 5 albums. I think is great. I kind of been not been following the last couple of albums, but I should get the.
I think the last 2, man.
Yeah,
the last 2 for me are where Marillion goes from being, one of the greatest bands in the history of prog to absolutely just a band you cannot ignore because they started out so incredibly strong with those 4 albums of Fish. And now they're on this weird late era greatness, man. It's just like, okay, their greatness cannot be denied. Maybe they had a couple records in the middle that were a little soft, but I absolutely. Oh, here we go. Scotty McRae. Boogie with Stu.
Nice.
Yeah, you are correct. You are correct, sir. My people
I love the way that Steve Hogarth, he always jokes with calling himself I'm still the new guy in the band. He's been for 30 years in the band and he's still the new guy.
It's coming up on 40.
Yeah.
Right, it's gonna be 40 years and he's still the new guy. That's kind of how Lawrence Gowan's feeling with Styx. I'm the new guy. I just replaced Dennis DeYoung. How long's it been? 25 years ago? Come on, man. That new Styx single, have you heard it, Kevin?
I got the email saying it came, but I've been so busy with the launch that I haven't had a chance to hear it, but I'm anxious to.
They're selling it at their gigs, and you can order it right now. It's a weird release. It goes streaming in July, but if you want a copy, it's out right now. You can just order
whole
it.
album.
They ship it to you, the whole album.
Oh, wow.
And if you go see Styx live, it's at the merch table. So apparently, technically, the new Styx album is out. I've only heard the first single, and I'm here to tell you, boys and girls, it's absolutely amazing. It's so good. I don't care what anybody says. You clowns tell me Styx isn't Prog. Of course, Styx is Prog.
Those last 2 albums are so good.
Oh, stop it.
Yeah, I love the 3 or 4 last albums from Styx are great albums. They're really on the roll now.
They are.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah.
It's Will Ivanovic, man. That guy's incredible.
And I'm assuming he's still with them on this new album. We're helping out. Yeah.
Yeah. He's the he and Tommy seem to really get along good. Apparently, remember that damn Yankees spin-off group?
Yeah.
There was a spin-off from that, Blades Shaw.
Yeah.
Well, apparently Will Ivankovic was in Blades Shaw. So his relationship with Tommy Shaw goes way back, and it shows in the songs these guys are writing. They're reading each other's minds, and then you add the Lawrence Gowan songs on top of that. Cat who gets 0 credit. I'm sorry he replaced Dennis DeYoung. Dennis DeYoung is an absolute genius. He's irreplaceable. You cannot replace Dennis DeYoung. Well, guess what? Larry did it.
Yeah.
And he's doing it with grace and style and panache. I love it.
And he's such a great performer too for their live shows. It's all about him in my mind.
Yeah. I would love to see Dennis one more time. I know Dennis keeps talking about wanting to get back with one last go round with the band.
I saw him doing his version of Styx a few years ago, and they're both so good. Both of them are good.
The last 2 Dennis DeYoung solo albums are amazing. So I don't know why people want them to be together. That'd be less records you could enjoy. It's like John Anderson should be in Yes. Why? We get Mirror to the Sky and we get True. I wanted them both. I don't want to be in a world where I don't have both. So maybe they're best being apart,
Yeah. Same with Genesis. We wouldn't have Peter Gabriel solo stuff and Duke if they hadn't split up. You know,
It worked out pretty good for both
Yeah.
parties, right? People were crying when the news broke in 1974. Peter Gabriel's left Genesis. Oh no, it seemed to work out okay for both
Well,
parties.
and you talked about Gabriel, reinventing percussion. Phil Collins was doing the exact same thing in his way. So they both had a huge impact on percussion moving forward.
Absolutely. And I don't know if you saw this, but you probably didn't, Kevin. You're not hooked on YouTube like I am. Something happens when you get a YouTube channel. All of a sudden you get hooked on YouTube and all the drama and all the feuds and all the this and all the that and everything. Well, I just want to give my shout out to the great Larry Graves, the Canadian stud muffin. Apparently he's going on hiatus, and the world is a little bit worse without the Canadian stud muffin YouTube channel going on there, listening to his ridiculous hijinks, him going on endlessly about how Sparks is the greatest band in the world. They're not. They're awesome, but they're not the greatest band in the world, Larry. You're dead wrong about that, but hurry up, get well soon. YouTube needs you, man. Absolutely. And there would be no Prog Corner if there was no Larry Graves, the Canadian stud muffin, a great human being, one of the greatest YouTubers of all time. And Andy Edwards, you could learn a thing or two from him. You absolutely could. There's been a few things going on over there on Andy Edwards' channel, Kevin, that I think I might have to address here pretty soon.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. It's getting to that point again. It really is.
This a real feud this time?
It might be. He's starting to get under my crowd. And he needs to learn how to pronounce my name. Okay? That's first and foremost. All right. It's not that complicated, right? We both speak English. And, I'm just going to address Andy Edwards directly because he's not watching this, but his minions will tell him and, clip it and send it to him. This is for you, Andy Edwards. Listen up, buddy boy. It's called English. You guys apparently, supposedly invented the language and handed it over to us where we butchered it and bastardized it and made it unintelligible. Well, actually, we've been the preservers of your great language because you guys are the ones that don't even know how to pronounce my last name. Are you kidding me? Lade. How do you, it's not Larday. It's not lady. In what universe do you live in? I thought you were like a school teacher. Didn't you teach university and stuff? Didn't they ever teach you about how if, it ends with an E, that might imply that the vowel that precedes it is long? Come on, man. It rhymes with maid. It's not really complicated, Andy. It's not at all. And then you go out, the whole thing that got me started here. And I'm going on a little bit of a rant because we got 2 minutes to kill. And the whole thing that got me started on this, Kevin, let me tell you something. He's going on and on about I'm so big, don't send me your music. If you're a band, don't even bother. I don't have time to listen to your crappy music. I'm too big. I'm Andy Edwards. I used to drum for Robert Plant. I was the drummer for IQ. Oh, wow, that makes me important. I played on 2 Frost albums. Oh, whoop-de-doo. It doesn't matter, Andy Edwards. It really doesn't. You're not that big, okay? You're not who you think you are. And if a band wants to send you their crappy little music, let them. Who else are they going to send it to, right? It's not like there's radios.
We'll listen
it's
to
not
it.
Like there's radio stations. Oh, wait a second. Maybe there are. Maybe there but the reality is he goes on and he's talking about how he doesn't have time to, listen to all this stuff. But unless it's got a hook, right? Or unless you're bribing me, cut to the meat and potatoes, man.
What he basically just told his audience is if you're looking to hear something break out new and interesting, don't watch my channel because I won't know about it.
Yeah. And then
he's just saying, don't send me new cool stuff.
And then he shows all these records that he has to listen. I can't listen to your CD because I got to listen to this Todd Rundgren record from 1977. Come on, man. Yeah, come on. If you haven't heard that record already, you probably shouldn't be, telling anybody that you're the king of prog or whatever you're telling your people, the king of YouTube. It's not happening. But you actually just showed that you're a hypocrite, man. I, on the other hand, I keep it real 100% of the time. I make no bones about it, right? If you want to be on my show, send me stuff. I am easily bribed. If you send me your MP3 file, there's about a 2% chance I'll listen to it. And that's even Apollon. and charisma. I get so much stuff. I'm flooded with stuff. I don't even open all my inside out emails. I mean, I'm flooded with stuff, right? But at the end of the day, you send me your CD, I'm definitely listening to it. And if you send me vinyl, not only am I listening to it, I'm probably going to be talking about it. I'm probably going to be, trying to get you on the channel. I'm probably going to be having a whole Sunday live stream in honor. Oh, wait a second. That's exactly what we're doing. Oh, yeah. Let's get the crawl on here one last time. Our very, very patient guest has been Anders Buaas. Did you have fun today?
Very much, yeah. And I have to say, I love your channel. I watch you all the time. So, and you're doing a really brilliant job promoting like Scandinavian prog. So we love you here.
We have a lot of viewers in Norway and Sweden. Both countries really have. Oh, wait a second. It's Norman Maslow. Oh, it's Norman Maslow. I love you, Norman. You're amazing. One of the greatest YouTubers on the planet. Absolutely. Do you know Norman? Do you know Mazzy? Kevin?
I don't.
Oh, this guy's amazing. He's the San Francisco, old hippie dude. He used to work in record stores back in the 70s, and he used to party with Neil Young. And this guy here, man, he knows everybody. He's done everything. He's one of these vinyl guys, right? Everything's how it's graded. And I don't know about vinyl, and I don't know about hi-fi. I only know about music. And, hey, yeah, hippie dude. Okay. I didn't want to say what I was really thinking, okay? I was just trying to hype you up so people would go check out your channel, man. That's what we do. I love you, Norman. You are absolutely one of the very, very best. Kyle, also here. Yeah, we're fond of you, Kyle. Cody's in the Cody's in the house. We love you, Cody. But no, this is all about pushing Anders Buaas. If you guys like that little clip that we showed at about, what was it, the 20-minute mark? If you want to go back and timestamp it. Awesome song. Please check out his discography. If you're watching this from the U.S., go to Bandwagon USA. Sven and Rita K doing God's work there, supporting Apollon Records. If you're into the EU or somewhere in the European continent, Anders, where would we find, how would we get your music?
You can buy it on my Bandcamp page.
Bandcamp is the best way to go.
Directly from Apollon Records, they have a website. That's pretty good.
Perfect. Yeah. So there you go. That's what you need to do. You need to go to Bandwagon USA. If you're in the US, go to the Bandcamp page, the Apollon Bandcamp page. Pick up the entire discography, man. He's got 8 records. All of them are great. Well, I haven't heard all 8. I don't like lying on the channel. I've heard 6 out of the 8.
I will tell you, though, because, again, we had to put that hour together, so I went through and listened to a lot of stuff. I didn't hear a bad song in 8 albums. So
I haven't heard anything I didn't like so far, and I'm 6 albums into the discography. So do yourselves a favor, right? If you like any of the stuff we've been talking about, if you like King Diamond, right? If you like Mike Oldfield, if you like Iron Maiden, if you like Norwegian prog, unlike Wayne, who, we need Wayne to get more into the Norwegian prog. I should do who has a bigger ego, Andy Edwards or Yngwie. Oh man, that's, I keep hearing about Yngwie. Have you heard the stories about Yngwie, Anders?
Yeah, I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of Yngwie.
Me too.
Yeah, and I actually met him.
Oh really? How was he? Was he nice to you?
Yeah, he was very nice. I got invited to the release party on the War to End All Wars album. It's
good. I love hearing that because I've heard from a lot of people over the years that Yngwie is not the nicest guy in the world. But you know what, Kevin? I've heard that about Steve Howe my whole life. Oh, Steve Howe, he's just the worst guy in the world. He's terrible. He's awful. I've met him 3 times, and he's been really nice to me. So I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Yeah, but I can tell you also that when I was touring with Tim Ripper Owens, he was the singer on 2 albums with Mouse. He had not a bad thing to say about it. He was very fond of Yngwie and just had good.
There you go. There you
go.
But
I also at the festival once I met Jolene Turner.
Nope.
And I asked him who had the biggest ego of Blackmore or
He's dealt with some egos, right?
And he just laughed at me. He couldn't answer that question
because he didn't want to answer it. He knows the answer.
He played with both of them, So, but he was a really nice guy. Jolien Turner is such a great guy,
Is he great?
Yeah.
He seems like he'd be a nice, down to earth kind of guy.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
But anyway, Kevin, you had big news. We had a special episode yesterday. In case any of the little boys and girls didn't hear the news already, you want to just quickly tell them what you just rolled out?
Well, we rolled out the new iPhone app for Prog Radio 2.0 and getting good feedback from it. It's a big upgrade for us, and now it's going to be happening for the Android and the website as well over the next few weeks. So that's been a big deal. One other thing I want to mention is Friday, we have Kimo Portsi and Rafael Pacha from the Guildmaster. They're going to be guest DJing and talking about their new album. And it's pretty cool because they're going to play 4 of their favorite songs each. And they had a really hard time picking those. And then they're going to be playing a lot of and they also got the new Samurai of Prague re-release of those albums. We're going to be talking about that.
Yeah. Omnibus 4, Guildmasters. And while you're talking to Kimo Porsti, ask him where my Guildmaster CD is, man. I haven't got... He's usually really good about sending me all the Samurai.
I'll tell him.
I have not gotten it yet. And also, exciting news in the Samurai of Prague world. Are you hip to the Samurai of Prague, Anders?
Yeah.
Cool, man. I love the Samurai of Prague. Well, it's been hard even to be able to describe them as a band, right? I say, I love them. They're a great band. And then I got to kind of walk it back. Well, they're not really a band. You can't do that anymore, man. Big news, 2026, the very first ever Samurai of Prague concert will be happening. We don't know where. They haven't made the announcement. Something tells me it's probably going to be Italy or Finland, but I don't know where it's going to be. Don't hold me to it. I'm excited because I love the Samurai of Prague.
Well, he was talking about when you can have guest vocalists on this album. It was kind of fun because he could do – those guys do it with everything. Yeah. Every instrument, everything they want to do. We'll just pick and choose who we want to have on this album.
Oh, yeah, that's the way to go. But I'm a huge fan, so that's exciting news. Colton Betty's in the house. Colton sometimes gets a little upset. But you know what? It's all good. As long as you're not dissing Steve Hackett, you and I are going to be friends. He's the guy that doesn't think Steve Hackett's a good guitar player. I remember all you clowns. You think you can make these comments just because I've got like 700 videos out and I've had over 200,000 comments. I read and respond to every single one. And I remember your names. And Colton said that Steve Hackett's not a good guitar player.
Wow.
Has he heard the solo for the fifth?
Yeah, I don't think he has actually, but that's all right. He's a good guy. You know what? We all hear music differently. It's fine. But anyway, we've gone a little bit long. I just was having too much fun. I didn't want to stop talking to my good buddy Kevin from Prog Radio. Congratulations on rolling out Prog Radio 2.0. I can't wait to dig in and play around with it. Anders Buaas' brand new album, Trollringen. How do you pronounce it?
Trollringen.
Trollringen. Comes out June 6th on Apollon Records. Major winner. Fantastic record. I'm really, really enjoying it. The addition of vocals just adds, it doesn't take away anything because most of the record is instrumental still. It's just got a few tracks that has some vocals on it. It's not going to change your overall enjoyment level. It may actually enhance it because he's got some amazing vocalists on here. So check it out. Prog Corner approved, Kevin. I'm saying Anders Buaas, Prog Corner approved.
Good stuff.
Put that stamp of approval down. Anyway, boys and girls, thank you so much. I love you guys. Peace in the Middle East. Free Tibet. Free Ukraine. Free your mind. Free beer. Free William. God save the king, buddy boy. Save that king. Oh, that cotton-picking king needs you saving right now. So bring him to America. Oh, Kevin, that boy needs to come to America. We got thoughts and prayers. We got spells and incantations. Oh, our prayer warriors working 24/7, Kevin. Yes, they are. Oh, what's wrong with the king? I don't know. I don't know what's wrong with the king. Maybe we should call Billy Bob. Hey, Billy Bob. Oh, what's going on? Give me them snakes. Oh, no. We got rattlesnakes. Oh, look out. Oh, the rattlesnakes are going to get you, Anders. Look out. There they are. Good old-fashioned American rattlesnakes. They're going to do you real good. They're going to bite you, but you'll be all right because we got the armor of Prog on us. Prog is absolutely a cult, and I'm your Prog leader. I'll see you, punks. Peace.